Last one.
Oh. All right, it's early, but we got a new series alert. Y'all have seen me do a lesson every now and then in the past, but it's time to get consistent. For the foreseeable future, I'm gonna be taking a lesson every other week with Scott at Gravity Tennis. This series is gonna be called Road to 4.5. I'm gonna be covering everything I'm doing to get better at tennis. These lessons will be the main focus, but there will be some other content in the future as well. I hope you guys enjoy and maybe learn something from these lessons as well. I'm excited to get into it. Let's see what we learned today. What's the plan?
Today, let's evaluate. Let's
Okay.
take a look and see where you're at with your strokes.
Okay.
I think we're gonna work a lot on technique first few weeks.
Okay.
Just try to get you to win more matches as fast as possible.
Sweet. I love it. I love it.
Ooh, got a little more power on that forehand. Nice get. Good. Good. So I think for the first 30 minutes, let's focus on ground stroke technique. I want to give you one pointer each lesson to focus on.
Cool.
So let's start with a few forehands. Let me just give you a couple where I can have a closer look. Good. 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 So try a few where you're just a little bit more gentle. Take everything at like 80%. You can shake that racket out between sets a little bit, keep the wrist loose. Here we go. Perfect, that's it. That's it, good. 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 First 5 or 6 are really good, and then start trying to go for the max power. Start to lose that looseness. Good. That's it. Keep it at 80. Good. Yeah, your technique's come a long way since I saw you last. Good. Beautiful. Good. Lay that wrist back a little more external rotation, help you get under the ball a little more. You had a streak going where they were really good, and then it looked to me like you were trying to throw the racket back too violently, too quickly. Okay. I think when you were taking a little bit more time, you were getting a much cleaner looking stroke. That's it. That's it. Good. Good. So, you know, in the RPM meter of a car, you got that like little red zone.
Yeah.
And if you drive a stick, it's easy to get into that red zone if you don't shift up a gear. Okay. Right? When you go for too much in your forehand, I call that redlining. That's when when you get into that red zone, everything starts to break down. Okay. Right? When you're playing at that 80%, with your size and your athleticism, you're still hitting the ball at a 4.0 level, 4.5 level. You don't need more power than that. That extra like 20% of power that you're getting from all of that energy is creating more problems than it's solving. Good. 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 Perfect.
Hey.
Let's rally out a little bit. Good.
Too much.
Good. Good. Let's go inside out for a few. Good, get under that ball a little earlier.
Late.
Nicely done. All right, let's work on the backhand for a minute. Yeah, it's looking a lot better.
It's hard. I'm just used to muscling it.
Yeah.
My backhand needs more work than anything though.
Let's take a look.
Okay.
I had some thoughts.
I've kind of flip-flopped back and forth between the two hand and one hand. I'm with the one hand right now. I get way more easy power, but I miss like 70% of the shots. Two-hander, I tighten up. I get it over a lot, but it's a weak shot.
Okay. Let's take a look. Personally, like the way your one-hander looks.
Okay.
You've got the body for it. There's gonna be some adjustments that you have to make strategically. You have a smaller zone of power on the one-hander. It means you're gonna have to slice the ball a bit more. So here's what I want you to try to do. You want your chest to expand.
Okay.
Right? It's almost like a morning stretch. You want it expanding towards the side when you're hitting the shot. Right?
Towards
So
this
it's
side.
kind of a proud kind of.
Okay.
That's it. Good. That's good. Much better.
Oh, it feels so weird.
So when the left hand drives back, you have this kind of low gear of the body. We've got our core, we've got our hips, and the left hand decelerates the core. When the core decelerates, then the next muscle group up has to accelerate.
Makes sense.
So you want to imagine being loose, 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 and then pulling back at the last moment and just feeling all that energy is just gonna passively shift up into the shoulder, and you're just gonna feel a boost of power. Good. So, stroke looks better. One thing I'm not feeling is on that left side, you're going up too high like this, and you're not decelerating efficiently.
Okay.
What you can try to do is call it the disco.
Yeah.
So you know, kind of this move here.
Yeah.
So your thumb is coming up this way.
Yeah.
Have your other thumb go down. Right? So what that will hopefully do is keep your shoulder low. Good. 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 Dude, these are starting to look really nice. Yep. So big part of the stroke is gonna come from that hip rotation. You gotta really make sure the back is turned.
Yeah.
I think you might have been overusing the shoulder on the last couple.
Yeah.
Big shoulder turn. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So let me show you the problem with the one-hander. So anything that comes up above the ribs starts to become pretty uncomfortable. So you really have two options here. So option number one is you can be like Denis Shapovalov and just elevate another foot or two. But really what we should be doing is slicing. And that's really the tactical difference between the one-hander and the two-hander, is that your zone of power is much more restricted with the one-hander. So let me see some slices. Yeah. Now, how often are you slicing?
Most of the time it comes to my backhand.
Good, yeah. That's the mark of a one-hander. First one is as you drive through the ball, you want your racket tip to face the same direction. That's correct.
Okay.
That's incorrect. That's better, much better. Good. Okay, next thing, you want the elbow bent. So you don't want to go straight arm like this. You want to have your elbow bent up and then tricep extension. That's beautiful. So for the last 5 minutes, let's work on the backhand side. I'm just going to be drilling your backhand. I want you to think of the backhand on 3 levels. Level 3, let's say, is anything above the ribs that's pulling you out wide. So that's a defensive shot.
Okay.
So you want to just slice that back. Level 2 is in your strike zone. That's when you want to put some topspin on the ball.
Okay.
And then level 1 is running around your backhand and hitting a forehand and attacking my backhand with it. So don't stress out about not being able to hit a topspin backhand every stroke. It's all about being steady and deep and setting up that stroke. So if the ball's high, you just carve it back. Very nice. Sorry. Nice, good. Nice. So, you have a ball machine.
Yep.
I would suggest not using the ball machine, or at least adding wall practice to the ball machine, because what was getting you in this last rally was lateness.
Yeah.
So the advantage of a ball machine is when you're hitting against it, you're essentially hitting half a court. It's like you're playing against someone who's volleying as opposed to someone from the baseline.
Right.
So it's going to force you to get that shoulder turn faster, and then you'll have more time to accelerate.
Cool.
One of the paradoxes of staying relaxed is that you have to prepare earlier. Yeah. So you have to kind of hurry up to slow down. So the advantage of a ball machine is it's going to force you into the early prep, which will then give you more time to accelerate.
Yeah.
Nice job today.
Sweet.